Good morning, guys. How are you? Oh my gosh, Ada, when your name popped up, and I know that maybe you and your mom, hi Dawn, maybe Bailey's watching. If so, hi Bailey. And Flavia, good morning. Juliana, good morning. And of course, Shane, it's great always to have you here every single morning. Starting our Monday off today is especially important, starting with something light is going to be extraordinary, and so I'm so glad you're here. And Wyatt and Graham, I hope you're hanging out, watching. If you are, good morning. I'm so glad to see you guys. So this morning, as I was thinking on Saturday about what we should read today, it became very clear to me that we needed something extraordinarily bright and extraordinarily silly and fun to say out loud, so the words would be fun to say, because when it's a Monday morning, and maybe by now you might be doing homework, some of you, it's turned into a Monday instead of just, a long vacation off. So I'm so glad you're here, because I'm positive that there's a Wocket in my pocket is going to brighten our day. For me, for sure, it's going to brighten my day. I can't say Dr. Seuss's words without just having a good time. It's like a party in your mouth. I'm so happy that you're here. My friends are here. Pooh has on his sunglasses because, guys, if you're watching from somewhere else, we've got a bit of sunshine trying to break through in Texas. It's been pretty rainy and cold. So Pooh has his sunglasses on, just anticipating what the day is going to be like. And I have to tell you something that happened to me yesterday that maybe it happened to you too. It was Sunday, so for me it wasn't a work day. And so 3 great things got to happen for me. One was my husband Dex and I got in Dexter's truck with Daisy, our dog, and we drove to the front of 2 of my grandchildren's house. And so we got to have a conversation. They came out in the front yard, and we were, more than 6 feet away. But we got to have a whole conversation, and I just felt better about everything when that happened. And I got to see Rebecca, and I got to see Blake. Then I got home and had a great FaceTime with my other grandkids, because they have 2 new members of their family, a puppy, Toby, and the puppy's mom, Vera, have come to live with them. So they, of course, were really excited, and I wasn't at their house, but I got to FaceTime them and count them. I counted 3 friends, old friends that I haven't talked to for a very long time. And because I knew one of them was at her house by herself, I definitely had to call her. So it was a really good day. I just think, as long as when we get to the end of a day, we've reached out to somebody and somebody else knows we love them. And, the rest of it will take care of itself. Okay, I know you're ready. There's a Wocket. There's a Wocket in my pocket. Okay, I'm going to see if Kermie's safe here. Sometimes when I'm reading, I get too wild. So Kermie, we're about to find out. And as you know, if you've come to this time with me before, you have to look inside the cover of a book. You can never just jump into the first page, because there's magical stuff usually just on the inside. And of course, because it's Dr. Seuss, of course, you don't even have to get to the first page. And I also want to note how dirty this book is, because it's loved, It's like the Velveteen Rabbit. Once the Velveteen Rabbit was loved, his ears were kind of falling off, and I think he'd lost an eyeball or something, because when you're loved, that's what happens. You just get loved upon. All right, there's a Wocket in my pocket, and a Findo in my window. Have you ever seen a Findo? Now you have. Look for them. And a Nook Gase in my bookcase, eating a banana. Don't you just love how Dr. Seuss draws? Oh. So, banana peel thrown on the floor. I don't know. That may come to around in the story. We'll see. All right. This book belongs to, oh dear, we never wrote a name in there, so I guess everybody, right? This book belongs to, and it's, as you know about me, I like writing my name in my books, or if somebody gave me a book, I love it when they autograph it, so we'll have to work on that. And here it is again. There is a Wocket in my pocket. All right, let's see what happens. Oh, another Wocket. Oh, but this one shows you more. Title page, but more information. There's a Wocket in my pocket by Dr. Seuss. Look what the Wocket looks like. Having a fun ride, I think. Did you ever have a feeling there's a wasket in your basket? You ever seen one of these in your basket? In your trash can? Oh dear. Did you ever have a feeling there's a wasket in your basket or a neuro in your bureau? We call them chest of drawers. Bureau is like a bureau of drawers. There's lots of phrases for the same thing. What a surprise. Or a neuro in your bureau. Or a was-it in your closet. Whoa, a was-it is tall. Whoa, whoa. Or a was-it in your closet. Sometimes I feel quite certain there's a jertin in the curtain. Oh dear. I hope I showed this to you long enough to see the feet. Do you see its head? Sometimes I feel quite certain there's a jertin in the curtain. Sometimes I have the feeling there's a zlock behind the clock. That's a cool clock. My grandparents had one of those kinds of clocks that on the hour it would ding. Every 15 minutes it would. Sometimes I have the feeling there's a zlock behind the clock. And that Zelf on the shelf, I have talked to him myself. A Zelf on a shelf? I've heard of an elf on a shelf, but a Zelf on a shelf? He's really, really long. I'd like to know how he got up there behind all those toys without knocking them off. That's another book, probably. And that Zelf up on the shelf, I have talked to him myself. That's the kind of house I live in. There's a nink in the sink. There's a nink in the sink and a zamp in the lamp, and they're rather nice, I think. Good to know they're not scary creatures. There's a nink and the zinc and a zamp and the lamp, and they're rather nice, I think. Some of them are very friendly, like the yacht in the pot. Some are very friendly, like the yacht in the pot, but that yodel in the bottle, some are friendly and some are not. So much for yodels. Yodel in the bottle. It's fun to say. I hope you're saying these. Yodel in the bottle, yodel in the bottle. Yacht in the pot. I like the zabel on the table. Delish. Having a little morning sausage or lunch. I like the zabel on the table And the gear under the chair. This looks a bit like Daisy to me. This is what my dog does when we're eating. She's right underneath to catch the crumbs. And the gear under the chair. But the bofa on the sofa, well, I wish he wasn't there. The bofa on the sofa. Why in the world? Look what the bofa is eating. I don't know. The bofa may be eating the family chocolates. The bofa on the sofa. I wish he wasn't there. All those nut boards in the cupboards. They're good fun to have about. Holy guacamole, look at all those. That is a lot. Wait. Okay, I'm gonna hold them there. I have not counted. How many do you see? Okay, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I am wondering if there's 9 and 10, or is that one arm of each one? So is it 9 plus 3? And there's like 3 of them, each one of them sticking out one arm, or maybe it's one with 3 arms. So is it 9 or 10 or 11 or 12? I don't know. All those nutboards in the cupboards, they're good fun to have about. But the Noose Brush on my toothbrush, him, I could do without. A Noose Brush. That is a huge creature on top of his toothbrush. You just have to say it. A Noose Brush on my toothbrush. Yep. Kind of smug. The only one I'm really scared of is the bug under the rug. Oh. Sometimes we're more scared just because we haven't seen it. I mean, if this creature has never looked out, you kind of don't know. At least if you can see their eyeballs, you can tell if they're scary or they're hilarious or what they are. Yep, there's a bug under the rug. And that chimney up the chimney, I don't like him. Not at all. Wow, fast. Whatever it was, we didn't even get to see it. I mean, a chimney, all I see is fast. A chimney up the chimney. Ooh, fast. And it makes me sort of nervous when the Zal scoots down the hall. Oh. The Zal scoots down the hall. Oh. But the Yeps on the steps, they're great fun to have around. Oh, the Yeps on the steps. I only have one set of steps in my house and there's only 3 steps. So the Yeps would have to be really close together. Yeps on the steps. But the Yeps on the steps, they're great fun to have around. And so are many, many other friends that I have found. Oh my gosh. Guys, did you see how far up the Yeps go? Look at that. They're all the way up the steps. I think I don't only have room for 3 Yeps. Ada, you have a bunch of stairs. Ooh, you'll have to text me and tell me how many Yeps you could have on your steps. Yeps on your steps. Okay, let's see what's going on. Oh, he's jumping down the steps like Daisy jumps down the steps. Look, he's going to skip the whole bottom 3. Whee! Fun. This says, and so are many, many other friends that I've found, like the teller and the neller and the geller and the deller and the beller and the weller and the zeller in the cellar. Ooh, the cellar is full. Completely full. Who is that again? The teller and the neller and the geller and the deller and the beller and the weller and the zeller and the cellar. Ooh. Oh, look at these 2 playing cards. Oh my gosh, have you discovered cards again? Go fish. Oh, I love it so much. I can always win at gin rummy too, and I'm really good at solitaire. Double solitaire is exceedingly fun. I think if you were here, we could just decide who is the teller, who is the neller, who is the geller, who is the deller, who is the beller, who is the weller, who is the zeller in the cellar. Oh. Tic-tac-toe. Guys, this absolutely looks like the kind of stuff we're discovering right now because, you know, we're at home staying safe. It's all of this cool stuff you might be discovering with your mom and your dad or your sister and your brother or your dog or your cat or whomever. Oh, and the geeling on the ceiling. What a fun place to go visit, right? Huh. And the geeling on the ceiling or the zower in my shower. Ta-da! He's going, ta-da! Very proud of the zower in the shower. Whew. Oh, and the Zillow on my pillow. I don't care if you believe it. That's the kind of house I live in, and I hope I never leave it. Oh, this is so nice. I think tonight I'm just going to have to think about where the Zillow is. The Zillow on my pillow. I have 2 pillows, and they're very, very, very soft that I sleep with. Have to look for the Zillow. Okay, we have to look because you never know what's on this other side of this last page. Oh. Maybe it depends on what house you live in. Maybe this deserves a picture. Oh, but look. Coming back to where we started. A window in my window. Yep. And a nutcase in the bookcase. Right? And of course you have to look at the back. Everybody has to look at the back. This is cool because it says bright and early books. Yeah. Beginner books. Yeah. I mean, Dr. Seuss decided that what kids were reading in the 1950s to learn to read, the books were boring. I was there. They were boring. So somebody convinced Dr. Seuss, you ought to write the books that kids learn to read from. Guys, okay, so do you feel better? Whew, my Monday started off kind of, you know, because it's Monday. But then when I knew I was coming to the Wocket in my pocket, it made me feel good. And we've had friends join us that you might even know. Ada, oh my gosh, Julie, remember from Luxembourg? I know you remember. Maybe Julie, maybe her whole family is there because it's evening where they are. It's not, well, maybe mid-afternoon, yeah. Abby Foster, hi to you and to Clinton. I know Clint, but Clinton. And of course to Janie, love to your mom. She and I exchanged a text yesterday. And Rick, I don't know what you're having for breakfast, but I have to go eat my breakfast now. And Teresa Pell's one of our writers. This extraordinary writer has joined us, which is really, really fun. And Anne, good to see you. I want to remind you, even though it's several days away, that on Saturday, this Saturday at 10 a.m., I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you the story of going to my Grandmommy Murphy's house, who was a storyteller, and about how we'd make tents, and so that'll be cool. But I'm going to talk to you from my kitchen, because the other thing we're going to do is to make whipped cream with Grandmommy Murphy's recipe. So if you want to join us no matter what, but if you want to make whipped cream at the same time, you need some heavy cream, not 2%, not half and half, not whole, heavy cream, and you need some vanilla and some sugar and something to mix with, right? And if you don't have those things, it's fine. We'll mix it from my kitchen. I'm bringing some Legos because there's going to be some time that the mixer's going, so I'm just going to build something with Legos. You're going to want to bring something. Teresa, you could write a poem. You could totally write a poem. So there's a Wocket in my pocket. And I also want to say thank you. A lot of you know Neely Reynolds, or maybe Zach Reynolds. Neely wrote the song we started with. And so Neely, thanks for your beautiful writing. And thanks to all my friends at Kids Who Care and my cameraman, Dexter Adolph Jung III, for making sure that this stayed on the top of our list of every day as we're all sheltered in, to make sure we start the day together, those who might want to start the day together. So I'm thinking about you. And I'm certain that now that we've been together, the day is going to be rich and full. And so be brave, be courageous, love somebody near you, and send a message to someone that's not so close. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow morning. Bye.